Happy super blue blood moon eve, vibrant ones. This is Chef Catherine with Vivacious Dish, and I am excited to be joining you as we close out the first month of 2018. Hopefully this has been a great month for you all of setting beautiful intentions for the year ahead, planting seeds of those intentions that can then sprout in the springtime as we bring in more light in the coming months ahead. And maybe it's also been a month of reflecting and refining. I know for myself, when I set my intentions for the new year, that first month is kind of a nice opportunity to check in and become more aware of any areas or old patterns and habits that I still need to work on to make those intentions viable. And so as we come into this special moon, it's a super moon, meaning that the moon is going to be particularly close to the earth, so it will look especially large as it's rising for us. It's also falling, the moon itself is falling in the sign of Leo, so this is an opportunity to really connect to our fire and our light as well as our passions. So really to think about what we are passionate about, what we are passionate about creating as we continue into this year. And then there's also that blood moon part, is meaning that we're going to be experiencing a lunar eclipse. So this is when the earth actually blocks the rays of the moon. So there's this interaction with the light of the sun and its reflection, and then the earth's relationship to that. So there's a lot of different energies going on. And the sun at this time is in Aquarius, and Aquarius asks us to think about how we are using our passions and energies to make a positive impact in the world. So this is an opportunity, again, with that Leo moon to tap into our passions and awareness of that, as well as to understand how those passions can then relate to us making a difference in the world. So definitely an opportune time. Also interesting with that lunar eclipse going on and the earth actually blocking the rays of the sun and how those are reflected on the moon, we can think about our own beings in these earthly bodies and how we might be blocking the light of the world and the light of the sun through old habits and patterns and beliefs. So we also have this really wonderful opportunity with this moon rise to reflect on that and then to let those be transmuted and released, right? So allowing the beautiful bright light of the moon as that eclipse passes, we can kind of think about any shadow aspects of ourselves and use that eclipse and that moment in time as a metaphor for those to become illuminated for us in that shadow and then to be washed away and released with the coming of the new day. So definitely great timing. I'd like to invite you on a quick meditation journey, and the peak of the eclipse is going to happen very early in the morning. So as you look towards the west, not today, but this coming morning, very early, around 4:55 a.m., that's the opportunity time to experience the eclipse itself. But you can certainly do this meditation at any time if you're not inspired to be that early of a riser. This is great to do anytime starting this evening, as that full moon is rising and into the morning tomorrow as well. So with the moon itself, we can use the light of the moon to really breathe into our heart space. The moon is the keeper of our emotions, and especially with that moon in Leo, we can kind of just tap into that heart space and our lion heart, right? So there's a lot of courage that might be coming up for us. These are good things, really recognizing and being aware of our passions. And then, so we can just breathe into that, right? Breathe into the moonlight. And with each breath in, breathe in more love and warmth into our heart spaces. And with each breath out, we can breathe out all that might be shadows for us or blocking us. And then just allow the brightness of the moon to transmute any of those patterns or blocks or sticky points for us and just release those. So the brightness of the moon is really clearing energy, and it allows us to do that so beautifully. For some of us too, we might be recognizing as this shadow and these beliefs come up that there might be an energy from past experiences, whether those were things that happened in childhood or when we were young, or kind of this youthful energy, and how that might be coming in and playing into some of those beliefs that we're looking to transmute with each breath out, as we breathe in that warmth and then we let go of those any areas that we're ready to release. And so I invite you now to just close your eyes for a few minutes, and I want you to imagine yourself just cozy, maybe lounging by a crackling, cozy fire. So maybe you're on a camping trip or somewhere in the woods or on a beach or in a clearing, but you're just cozy by the fire, and you're just starting to watch and see this beautiful, bright, big supermoon rising on the horizon. And as it starts to come up, you can just feel yourself being warmed and surrounded by that bright moonlight. And it's illuminating, right? It's starting to bring clarity to your life. It's a celebration of who you are in this present moment and all of the things that have come before in your life, that may have felt good or bad at the current juncture, but they've all carried you to this moment in time where you're just sitting relaxed, cozy by this warm fire, just bathing in the moonlight. And then you start to notice as you lay there longer, you're starting to drift, and you can just allow your body to drift down, 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 and you're kind of in that realm between conscious thought and unconscious awareness. And just allow your body to drift and relax in that warm, cozy space. You can still hear just a little crackling of the fire in the distance, still grounding you into that earth space, but simultaneously you're just allowing yourself to settle and drop down, down, down. And as your body starts to drift into that deeper space, I invite you now to just connect to your current self and see if there's any areas of your body that feel a little bit heavy or sticky, or you might reflect on any of the intentions you've set in the past month as we've kicked off this year, that you've run into the blocks or sticking points around. So maybe there's just moments that you can reflect on here in this really relaxed state that still feels sticky for you. Maybe you've called in intentions for prosperity or abundance or more joy or whatever you're aiming for this coming year. And if there's been anything that's come up this month that feels like a belief that might be limiting around that. So if you're calling in abundance, but you're still noticing fears of prosperity or resistance around receiving money or anything like that. Those are just examples. So really tap into what's true for you, and you can ask yourself, are there any beliefs that I am ready to let go of that might still be disconnecting me or creating resistance to that which I aim to create? So just allow those to come through now. No judgments here, just a safe space for awareness, for anything that might still be shadows in our being that are creating some resistance for us to step into the divinity and the manifestation of our dreams for this coming year. So just tune into that awareness, allow that to be present. And you can ask yourself if it's relevant. It may not be, but if it's relevant, if there's any forgiveness that needs to happen for you to be ready for those beliefs to just be released fully. And so if you're able and aware, you can tap in to any knowledge you might have or awareness or even memories about where did that belief come from? Where did it begin? And for some of us, that might be a really potent, specific memory about a moment in time where that belief was set. That could go all the way back to early childhood or your youth or an interaction with someone or something specifically. And for some of us, it's just an energy or feeling. Maybe it's an emotion. This feels like sadness or grief or pain or whatever that is. So whatever comes through for you, whether that's a specific moment or in time or just a feeling or energy, or maybe it's even something that could be related to a past life perhaps. All of those are reasonable possibilities, and all of those could be relevant here, but the point is no matter where that belief has come from, we have an opportunity now just to let that go and let that be transmuted. So with that awareness in mind, just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in the warmth. You have that sensation of the bright moonlight washing over you, filling your heart with warmth, with light. Breathe that in. And just with each breath out, you can breathe out any of those beliefs and blockages and bring a lot of forgiveness in as well. So breathe in warmth from the moon, breathe in forgiveness, and breathe out, I forgive you, all is well, I am whole, I'm letting this belief go, I no longer need this. I am safe to create that which I desire, I deserve to create that which I desire. I am bathed in the light of the moon here and now. All that I want to create in my life is available to me. Breathe in that abundance. Breathe in the possibility of all things. And breathe out and let go of anything that you no longer need or anything that is no longer serving you in this moment in time, to step fully into your passions, into those passions that are going to drive you to create greater impact in the world. So just take a few more deep breaths, breathing in that love from the moonlight and letting go on your out breath anything that you're ready to have transmuted in the light, any shadow aspects of yourself that this eclipse may be illuminating for you, that you're ready to let go of now. Just a few more deep breaths in that space. As you come back from those breaths, you can just come back into your body, bring your awareness once more to that vision of that beautiful, warm, cozy, crackling fire. Start to hear that again, and start to feel your body. Feel if your body is more relaxed, if any of those sticky points have opened up and released somewhat in your physical space. Just come back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for being available and present to go on this beautiful journey with me today. I hope that you have greater awareness about your light and the light of life that is shining onto you and through you, that is being called forth now to help guide you to connect to that which you're passionate about, and then to use those passions to really make an impact in the world. We are all being called to step more deeply into our heart space, to leading from our hearts and to bringing that which we are passionate and that we love into the world with a lot of vigor and fire, right? The fire of the Leo energy to create a positive impact. We have a need now more than ever to be warriors of the light. So thank you for doing the work. Thank you for allowing yourself to be present to the clearing energy of this beautiful super blue blood moon. There's so much energy moving right now. It's really a powerful time for us all. And so thank you for joining me in this journey. Once again, I'm Chef Catherine of Vivacious Dish, and this is your the final full moon of January, so I look forward to connecting with you all again at the new moon in mid-February. And until then, stay vibrant.